Let me try that again.
Okay.
All right.
Cut.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Tim, what was I going to say?
I don't know.
I don't know that would get the streaming audience that you think it would.
I definitely don't think that video would go viral.
I didn't say that.
Welcome to another episode of Canopla Chatter.
I'm Tim,
I'm Justin.
and today we are talking to South Haven Community Foundation about how they started and all the events that they are working on and that they have worked on to help better their community.
Really great group, really great conversation. Stay tuned. Thank you all. Thank you all for coming. And can you tell us a little bit about your town, about South Haven?
We are a small town with big heart from everybody that lives in it. It's a small population, but you don't feel that at any of the events that we have in town. I mean, everybody shows up, whether it's basketball, football games, or events that are held within the community, like the fair and our fall fest that we just had. The town is, I think, booming right now. We have a lot of new, well, not new families, but our generation coming back and building or renovating houses in town and bringing life back into it.
Yeah, it's a K through 12 school, so that explains a lot right there, where all of the kids are in the same building. I've got my preschooler in the same building as my sixth grader, and the same as my niece, who's a sophomore. So everyone just gets to, interact and be all one family all the time, which kind of goes out into the town too. Everyone is all intermingled all the time.
So just how big is the graduating class?
I don't know how big it is.
I think
this
last year
but
was 9.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's
It was
less,
small last year.
it's probably around 15.
I
say.
think this year's a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But you said that it's booming, that there's a lot that's coming in. What do you think is attracting all this activity?
I think we have a lot of young kids in our community. I think our families that are in the community right now have a lot of the families have small children. And so I think that with all of the events related around our children, I think that brings a lot of, togetherness in the community. Like Kayla said, we have all of these events and we're able to kind of come together because, we've got a kid and our niece is at that same event and our friend's kid is at that event. And so it makes it really easy to be involved and to be present at these things because there's so many people that mean something to us involved in that event.
We're centrally located. I mean, really, you think about Caldwell, Wellington, Ark City, Blackwell. We're kind of in the middle of all of them. So we get kids from all over. We get families from all over. If they're not happy there, sometimes they'll try our school out. I think our school has a fairly good reputation for, just being small town, caring about their students. And it really does stem back to our school and how the administrators treat everyone, the teachers that we have, all of that.
Now, are all of you born and raised in South Haven, or how's that work?
So I was born and raised in South Haven. My parents both graduated from South Haven. My grandparents graduated from South Haven.
Same with me. I lived in Honeywell, which is very, very small, 3 miles south. But yes, I did all of my years at South Haven, my parents and my grandparents, yes.
I'm the outlier. I was not born or raised in South Haven. I was actually born and raised in Wellington, Kansas, and came to South Haven. My husband was born and raised in South Haven, as well as his parents. His mom's family is actually from here in Caldwell, but his dad was pretty active in the community and actually worked for the school when Tyler was younger, and so I'm the outlier.
So what keeps all of you there? So what's the connection piece for you?
I think what brought our family back to South Haven, because we actually lived in Wellington and then in Wichita for some time, was the community itself. The fact that everything was in a centrally located place and it just felt very home-like, and I knew that I would be able to build a family in South Haven with a support system, even not being raised there. That was number one place on my list that I felt like was appropriate to raise my kids in, and knew that one day I wanted to, have my kids feel that same thing. And so that's what South Haven was for us.
For me, my family has had a business there since 1984. So I am in that family business. I'm rooted here. I'm rooted there. So I really can't leave even if I wanted to. I love South Haven in every single way, and just really want to see it thrive.
Yeah, and I moved away for college. My husband and I got married, and we moved to Amarillo for about 5 years until we had 2 kids in Amarillo, and then our son got to that school age. And my daughter was born, and we decided we wanted to be back with family. And so we had a bigger support system in South Haven, and I knew we both wanted more of the hometown feel for our kids. So we moved back to put our kids in school where we both graduated, and then we built a house. So now we're there.
And a business.
And a business, yes.
So the atmosphere, the connections, they're very strong. They keep you there. And then what was it that led to you forming a foundation?
So Jordan and I have always talked, I always go into the bakery, we've always talked about doing a fall fest. And every year, we have kids and we're like, I don't think we can get to it this year. Finally, I was talking to Sadie after the fair and I said, we should do a fall fest. And she was on board. I knew Jordan would be on board anytime I asked. And so we all kind of I don't really remember from there, but we kind of got together and said, yeah, let's do it. We've had meetings every week, it feels like every Wednesday. We planned the Fall Fest, and we thought, if we're going to do this, we really need to have a foundation and get it and make it serious, do other things with it.
Yeah, I think the foundation was built around, we are 3 very different women that have a lot of the same passions and just ideas that rally around growth and positive change. And we just kind of, all 3 had this idea of a fall fest, and who doesn't love a good fall fest? And we sat down in the bakery one day and we just kept talking and talking and talking. And before we knew it, it was an entire event. And we just said, let's make this something more than just Fall Fest. And so that's what we did. And I think we have a fire underneath us, especially after Fall Fest, that has just grown and grown and grown, and it's just given us just a lot more passion to want to make this bigger and bigger and bigger.
So you said that you're all very different.
All 3 of us just strive in different areas. Where one of us slacks, the other 2 pick up. And so we complement each other very well. I don't remember who said it after the Fall Fest, but when you get 3 different types of OCD in the same meeting room, a lot of stuff can get done.
Now, for some organizations, that would cause it to blow up. But 3 OCDs, you were able to connect all the wires and make it work.
Yes, I think we all have the ability and the want to strive for perfection. And what ideas I don't carry, Kayla does, and what ideas Kayla misses out on, Jordan has. And so it's just kind of like this carousel, and it's a balancing act, and it just somehow keeps on spinning.
Now, when you first formed, I'm sure that each of you had different, I want this, I want this, I want this. What were some of the things on your guys' list that you were very high on that you found immediate agreement with, and what are some of those that are coming down the road?
My ultimate goal was to do a scholarship or 2 or 3 for the seniors at South Haven. They would have to apply for it. That was my goal. What coming into it is I wanted to raise money to give scholarships out, and among other things, but that was my top.
Yeah, and Jordan and I both said, absolutely, that's a great idea. I grew up in Wellington. We had a lot of community involvement and related to scholarships and just educational opportunities. Our community was a big part of that. And so I immediately was on board with that idea. My first and big idea was was Fall Fest, and I come from I'm actually president of the Fair Board in South Haven, and I've spent a few years kind of helping build ideas with that, and we've had to get really, really creative and find ways to make that work with, COVID kind of made things really hard for the fair. And so I have all these extra ideas in the back of my head. And so we all knew we wanted to do a Fall Fest. And my big why was community involvement and collaboration. Just seeing people all together in one place is something that is really magical, and it feels really good. So.
Now, and you guys just had your fall festival, and some of those events were the pie eating contest, the chili cook-off. Did any of you participate in the pie eating contest? And if so, who won?
We let our kids do that.
Yeah.
Our kids and our husbands.
Yeah, we definitely forced our kids and husbands to do it.
Yeah.
So does one of you have a trophy over the others on that?
My husband actually won the adult pie eating contest. I would have never guessed that he would have been the one to win that, especially with the men sitting around him. I for sure had a couple, top competitors that I was like, yeah, they're gonna smoke him, and he won that, and I was like, oh my, that was interesting.
Now, I'm sure that you have a trophy case at home. So which trophy is bigger, the pie eating or the one that you won for nursing?
I don't know. I think they're actually both about the same size. They both hold their own context in many ways.
So you guys had the fall festival. Were there any other really big takeaways that you had from the event? Was a new recipe for chili? Was there something that really jumped out of you from the event?
We had more vendors in that building than I have seen in a really long time, which created more traffic through there. We're both on the fair board. We have seen the booths and everything, and this is, just that fair and different events that we've had. There was a lot of people. Like it was insane to watch how many people came through. There were people none of us knew at all. And Jordan and I have lived there our entire lives and did not know people. And Sadie didn't know the people who were coming down from Wellington and other places. It was crazy for us to even just see and witness.
Yeah, we had an idea of how many people we thought we would see come through, and it tripled that at least. The community, and not only our own community, but the surrounding communities really showed up and came and supported us.
Yeah, we like I said, we have a passion for things, and we definitely, all three of us, don't sell ourselves short in any way, but we all kind of talk, how many people are we looking at? What should we prepare for? And we had an idea in our heads, and we said it would be great to have this number, and so we had no anticipation on what actually happened. It was amazing.
So you saw a lot of out-of-towners, right? About how many out-of-towners versus local residents would you say there were?
I would say it was probably even. We kind of anticipated the people that we would see there from our own community. We were ready for that, but I would say I saw as many out-of-towners as I did, people who were local and community-based, our friends and family that were there to support us and enjoy the day. But yeah, I think it was pretty even.
Now you have other events coming up. So Brooklyn and I were just arguing on how the tree was brought to town. I said it was a crane because I only know like 5 vehicles, and crane is one of them. And cranes have that little ladder thing. And Brooklyn said that it was a semi. And I was like, that's absolutely not a semi. That's one of the 5 trucks I know. And then she said that it was a telehandler, which I think I still win because part of the definition of telehandler is that it's like a crane. So the crane part was in there. Google verified that for me. So what was the process like? How difficult was it for you guys to bring in this massive Christmas tree to town?
It was very easy for the 3 of us.
Yes.
Yes.
So
you chopped it down.
Great day.
You chopped it down yourself.
Yes, we took our husbands out there and they chopped it down. Well, they cut it down. And then Jordan's dad helped with his telehandler on site, loaded it onto a trailer, and then he brought it to town. And then we had another telehandler offload it and put it into the ground and we had so much help and we were just there to
Critique.
critique, supervise,
So, but they had an idea, a collaborated idea, just kind of like we do, of how they were going to handle that situation, and it really did take bodies to get that taken care of. So, I think you were both right, though. We did use a semi and a crane per se, so both objects were used.
It's okay if you just say I'm right. You don't have to go the
I don't want to have that fight later on.
The tree got kind of handed to us also. I mean, we came up with the tree lighting and the tradition, and then another, a family in the community kind of brought it to Sadie's attention that he had this tree that he had envisioned to be the town Christmas tree at some point in his life.
He was very excited about it. Kevin Lathers is a wonderful man, a wonderful, participant in our community. Just about any event, he's there, he's got kids and grandkids in the community, and he was so thrilled to have the opportunity to give us that tree, which we were so thankful for, because we were picking our brains on how are we going to get a big Christmas tree, where are we going to get a big Christmas tree from, and he made our jobs really easy.
So you have the tree in town. So I take it it's just not like, stand or just like laying on the ground. So is it already decorated?
It has lights on it.
and a star.
And a star. And it will be lit up tonight at our tree lighting. Our big event is this evening, our porch tour contest and tree lighting. We have quite a few activities for the kiddos. Santa and Mrs. Claus will be making their grand entrance at the beginning of the event. And we've got some activities and a hot cocoa bar. And we just kind of wanted to get together and celebrate the season. Going to start with the porch tours and take a hay bale ride around town to the 14 houses that participated in the porch tour contest, and then wrap around back to kind of what we call the fairgrounds per se, and do some caroling and bless our town for Christmas and light the tree.
Nice. And are people in town, are they helping with the decorations? Are they putting ornaments up?
So, yes, we did not buy ornaments for the tree. We are doing a town decorated Christmas tree. So each family is able to bring their own ornament that represents their family, or multiple ornaments if they want to represent their family or their businesses. And they'll get to put it on while we're caroling tonight. And then they'll stay on there through the holiday season.
And with the porch tour, have you seen some families go even more above what they used to? Is this like How the Grinch Stole Christmas, where one person just has a light gun where they're shooting it up all around? Are they stealing the street lamps so they can put it up on their house? Have you seen anything like that yet?
That's how it felt happened at our house. I actually had a few boxes of lights that I was anticipating using for the town Christmas tree, and I came home from work one evening and they were actually wrapped around my front tree, and I had to be thankful for his effort in adding more lights to our property. But I then was like, just so you know, those were for the town Christmas tree. And so it does feel really magical in South Haven right now. I think personally, I haven't seen it this lit up in quite some time. And I know we've got some comments from different community members saying the same thing.
I definitely bought Walmart out of spray foam. I turned my house into a gingerbread house.
Nice.
Yep.
So now, did all of you participate in the porch tour?
I don't live in town, but we have a rental house, so we decided to decorate it as well. So yes, we're all in the contest.
Yes. Our theme is home for the holidays. So
Which one of you is going to come home with the trophy?
I don't know. There's some good competition in the community, so it may not be any of us.
Now you have the event, and that's tonight, right? So what's what's next on the horizon after this? What are some of those items that are on your list that still need to be checked off?
Or we have kind of been trying to organize our first community project that kind of started planning before Fall Fest, but kind of dug real deep into it after Fall Fest. We really want to give our community some more landscaping and just some more, I don't know what you would call it.
Beautify the
Yeah,
town.
yeah.
Yeah.
We just want to make it beautiful. And so we really are interested in getting a couple signs that just say welcome to South Haven and add some extra landscaping to those. And that's where we're going to start. And then we have quite a few ideas that we've tried to shimmy down to the wire, but I don't know that we have one big idea for our next event other than it's going to be in the spring.
So that's a lot of work. It's a lot of management. It's a lot of time, a lot of money that you guys have all put together to make this work. What's keeping you going?
I mean, we all have a fire under us anyway. We're just built that way, very passionate people. After the Fall Fest, though, I mean, that's a feather in your cap. It went so well. We heard so many things that were just positive. Just everything that we heard was positive. And we had a few things that we have to tweak. Nothing big at all. I mean, it's the tiniest things. Things that we're going to add next year. But we just want to keep going. Like there's no other option now. Like we're just going to keep going and keep making it better. And we've already gotten positive feedback for tonight, and it hasn't even happened yet.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes it really easy is the community support. Because you mentioned, we've raised money and we've spent a lot of money, but to be honest with you, a lot of that money has come from our community and sponsorships and just support from our community that are rallying around us, knowing that this is something that they as community members are going to benefit from. And so they've really just kind of, put us on their shoulders and just said, yeah, like we're behind you, let's do this. And so that it goes back to the community, which is why we started this. And so it's really good to see that support from the people around us.
You've accomplished a lot. There's still some more items to check off. How does everything that's happened and everything that's going to happen, how does that tie into your mission and vision?
I think just community collaboration and just wanting to build, per se, it's kind of cliche to say, but a better tomorrow for our community, and just preserve the uniqueness of our community because we enjoy it as a town. We're not trying to build some metropolis. We just want to make our community better than it was yesterday and give our children's children a place that they are proud of, and just see it continue to strive.
Excellent. And is there anybody that you would like to thank?
Just the community itself and everybody that has supported us and, helped us along the ways. Our husbands, big thank you to them. Without them, a lot of this wouldn't be possible.
Yeah, I think down to the nitty gritty, the people that have dropped things off for us to utilize at events deserve a thank you. Everyone that has laid a hand on this foundation and helped us in any sort of way deserves a big thank you because all those little pieces are what make the big things happen.
Excellent. Well, hey, thank you all very much for coming in, for talking about your foundation, and I look forward to see what's next.
Yes, thank you.
Yep,
Yeah, thank you.
you.